Hello and welcome to the Call of Duty Vista. Today we've got the captain of Katana COD, one of the most popular EU streamers for Call of Duty and serious shooter, Dashie.
Got
How
me
we
grinning
doing?
already. Yeah, thank you for having me, man. Appreciate it, bro. Just gassing me off rip.
Always, always. You got to start as we mean to go on, right?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
That's incredible. What an intro.
Yeah, I know, bro. What? Like,
I've been
that was
practicing, mate.
crazy.
Oh, I
That
love
was
it.
unreal.
I love it. Oh, all right, let's just jump straight in. I mean, your Call of Duty journey has been like great to watch. Like your growth on Twitch has been insane as well, right?
Yeah.
Like how has that all been?
Oh, bro, it's actually been nuts, yeah. I don't know. It's just if you had told me like a year ago, like I'd be at where I'm at now. Like a year ago, was it end of Feb? We make jokes about it now, but I'd just been double rounded at my first ever major, and I hadn't been streaming yet. Like I was sitting there like in my head, I was like, my stock is gonna be so checked. Like no one's gonna want to team with me. I went like, oh, I was in a complete like I was like, what am I gonna do with COD at this point? You know what I'm saying, and then after that was a bit of like a wake up call that like, oh, I'm making money off COD and stuff is actually pretty tough, and I was like, I'll give a streaming a shot, and I was really lucky, obviously. Gabe was here before me, and he helped me kind of like get my feet on the ground. I felt like with a couple raids here and there, and then like when once got the ball rolling, had like my own like I don't know maybe like 15, 20 average viewers. I started getting to the recommending more, and it started kind of just blowing up month in, month out, month in, month out, and the numbers were just going bang, 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 bang like left, right, center. It was incredible. Obviously, Heffy as well has been like unreal along the journey. Like this guy's been investing money into me since I could give like zilt back. Do you know what I'm saying? So big shout out to him as well. But it has been the most like unbelievable journey, bro. Like I said, if you told me a year ago I'd be out where I'm at now, I'd probably laughed in your face. Like, do you know what I mean? It's been crazy, bro.
Yeah, I love it, mate. And like, what were you doing before like streaming full time? Because like I know, but like, great.
Yeah. Um, no, before streaming, I worked in same job as I had when I was 16. The moment I turned 16, I got a job in Weatherspoons, and I was a floor boy for 2 years. And I went to the bar, and then my parents moved more down south. So originally in London, moved down south to Bournemouth. And then when I moved down south, I just dropped out my first year uni. So I went to uni for a year. I was like, this is not it. Like, hated every second of it. After first semester of uni, I was like, I'm not doing this. I still stayed the whole year, but I spent 2 semesters playing COD, preparing for the ACCL Sheffield LAN. And that's literally like all I spent time doing. I use it as like an acceptable excuse to play COD. I was like, I'm at uni for this year, and then I'll drop out. Yeah. But anyway, then end up moving back down with my parents. Obviously, they moved to Bournemouth, and I got a job in a Green King. And that basically kind of like led me up to eventually quitting and doing streaming. But I'd literally always been doing bar work, and I didn't mind it for a while, especially when I was younger. Like the socials, like you meet people a lot. But it got to the point, obviously moved down to Bournemouth, and that it's just the hospitality hours, bro. I don't know if any of you two have like worked in hospitality, but the hours in hospitality are just like the most like bollocks thing you could really dream of. I mean, like it's the most ridiculous things. Like I was doing like split shifts where I'd be in at 9 a.m, come home for 2 hours, and be back in to like close the pub. Like it was the most ridiculous thing eventually. So I'm definitely glad. Like even if I didn't end up streaming, I think I definitely where I quit. That's where I was at the point where I was like, I don't want to be doing this anymore.
Yeah.
To be honest, but it was definitely fun for a while. Definitely fun for a couple of years. I think everyone in life should be made to do hospitality for like at least a year, just to like see what people are like, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Trust me. Like, honestly, I mean, when I was younger and doing like hospitality, I was in a restaurant, right?
Yeah.
And the amount of people that were just complete dicks. And
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm just here trying to earn some money. Like, I don't care about like all your life problems.
Yeah, no, you definitely see. I feel like in hospitality, the reason I say you should be made to like work a year in it is because I feel like you definitely see the worst in people. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's like you just see some absolute like I don't know pricks, mate. Some pricks, but yeah, I definitely had it up to there by the time I quit. But like I said, even if I didn't go streaming, I would have maybe tried moving on to something else. But
What else do you
yeah,
think you would have done?
I don't really know. I'm not really like educationally gifted, to be honest with you, mate. Like so I don't really know. Like as far as I definitely wasn't going back to uni, and even if like this will hit the fan today and that was that, I still wouldn't go back to uni. I don't really know. I'm definitely not built for like labouring. Like if you've seen like the size of my arms and that. So like I honestly, I don't know. It'd have to be something in tech, bro. It'd have to be something in tech just because I love games and I'm a proper nerd for it. But I don't know. I feel like this is like the perfect place for me. Like I always grew up. A mate of mine, you probably know him, you know Paige. I've known him since me and him were like 10. I've known him for like 10 years plus now. And like that was literally the dream growing up. We were like, one day, whether it's pro or content, like we're gonna be like playing full-time COD. So it's like I don't know, like all these years, that's all I've really. That's always been your like the pinnacle, the top. So I never like looked at anything else. Do you know what I mean? And I had no intention of actually working at any point. I wasn't ever at any point putting in a graft until now to like actually stream. But I don't know what else I'd be doing, bro. I definitely wouldn't be labouring or like doing something that takes a brain to do. Do you know what I mean?
I love
Say
the
that.
honesty. Oh man,
That's really being honest, bro.
that's incredible. And like, it must be quite nice as well, right? Seeing that growth and then like knowing that you've got this community behind you that will follow you and like whatever you want to do, they'll support you in.
Yeah. No, it is pretty incredible, bro. Because like I said, like there's people that have been around for a year, or almost a year now. It's coming up on, and there's people that have been around for like a month, bro. But it's just incredible. Like whether it's just someone like just popping in every day. That it's not like all about the people that you drop like hundreds of gifted or anything like. It's incredible. Like someone that like just comes in consistently for like 6 months. It says morning. Doesn't have to be around for the whole stream, but just says morning. Like, how are you there? Like, just checking up. Like, it's just, I don't know. I just feel like, especially coming from like, say, for example, hospitality, I feel like you see the worst in people. And don't get me wrong, you do get like haters online. You do get like random people coming in your stream, say this, that, and the other. But like, I feel like in streaming, I've met the best of people as well. And it's just like, I don't know, that kind of just fills me with hope as well. But you just have, I don't know, like you said, the community. It's unreal, bro. I wake up every morning. I know I'm blessed. Do you know what I'm saying? There's not a moment where like I'm sat there just like ungrateful or like I'm trying to think, like I'm really bad with words, bro. But like I'm not taking this for granted. Like I wake up every morning. I know I'm like very lucky to have the people around me that I have. Whether it's like the people very close to me as friends or organization with Heffy, and it's just like like you know it's just so broad spread. Like how much love there is. Right? It's unreal. But yeah, I'm so lucky, bro. I actually am. I just know every day I wake up. I just know how lucky I am. It's
But
mad.
you also put in the work though, right? Like it ain't just
Yeah.
like someone's giving it to you. Like you're fucking.
Yeah.
Like you said just before we started, you stream 7 days a week, which
Yeah.
even though you love it, 7 days a week for like minimum of like 6 hours a day is a grind.
No, definitely, bro, definitely. And there is a fine line, you know. You like, there are times where like burnout kicks in and that, but I don't know. Especially recently, I've been like trying to find like a healthy balance because especially when I first quit hospitality and I got into this, it was like I'm working from home now, playing COD every day. It was like I don't need to go outside. And it's like I don't need to eat 3 meals. I don't need to like do all this. And I stopped eating meals and I stopped going outside, socializing. And like for a good couple months, like it was okay. Do you know what I mean? Like it was fine. But then obviously as time goes on, like there needs to be a healthy balance. Like you hit a brick wall, you get yourself into a rut, and then you hit that stage of burnout. So that's like when I kind of realized I kind of, you know, I started making like time for myself in the mornings before stream now. Like you take care of yourself and whatnot. But yeah, like I definitely, I know I put a lot of hours in, and like, whenever I say I'm lucky, Heffy always tells me that like you create your own luck in it, because like if you didn't stream these amount of hours, people then might not have caught you at this time and stuff like that. But as much as I am lucky, yeah, I do put in a lot of hours. I know 7 days a week. My missus is always trying to get me to take a day off. She's like, have a day for me, have a day for me. You know what I mean? Like, but nah, I love. I would not change doing 7 days like in this for the world, because it's like if I have a day off, I'm just sat there like,
Yeah.
like what now? Like I could be streaming right now. Do you know what I mean? It's just I don't know, but nah, yeah, I definitely feel like as long as like as long as you're very balanced in like what you do, you take time for yourself, you eat well, you sleep well, you live well. Like doing what I do is just very like you can. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel great every morning now. Like there was a point, like I say, where I wasn't taking care of myself, and it kind of you hit a brick wall. Like especially now that I feel like I'm taking care of myself a lot more. I feel like I can just hammer out these 7 days and just like, you know what I mean, on to the next week, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
I love that. I love that. And
Yeah.
you mentioned it a couple of times there as well, right? Heavy. Like,
Mm.
how is that relationship? Because obviously you've been working with him for quite a while now, right?
Yeah. Nah, he's been great, bro. Like, I'm not just saying it because, you know what I mean, because just for the sake of bringing it up in the podcast, he's genuinely like such a good, like just outside all, bro, he's such a good person, bro. Like, I don't know, he's just one of those people, like, there's very few people I look at in this world and go, like, you don't have a bad bone in your body. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's just taking care of me for so long. Like, yeah, like, I started playing challenges in Vanguard. I started playing COD, like, compared, like, in leagues and stuff in Cold War. And I knew about Katana because they kind of came in the scene and were trying to do similar things to what all called Unity were trying to do at the time. And then in Vanguard, I ended up teaming with Jackson, who's still currently on my roster now. And he had previously been in Katana. Introduced me to Heffy. Heffy said he'd fund us for like leagues here and there and whatnot. And we could represent him on the challenges. And that's like when I first met Heffy. And then obviously the ACCL LAN came about. And I was such a nobody at that point. Like no one obviously didn't have any pro points. Like no one gives you the time of day at that point. But yeah, like he was like, yeah, I'll pay for your team pass. That was just already a favor. And then he's like, and then I get there, but obviously I was at uni at that point. I had no money, whatever. I wasn't working at that point in that year of uni. And I was gonna turn up and sleep in my car. And Heffy let me stay in his room, which to this day is like the I don't know. That was like the starting point where I realized that like I just wanted to be under his org like for a long time. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, he let me stay in his room, and it goes back to what I was saying. He's just been like, it's not all about the financial, but like the belief he had in me, innit? Like he's been supporting me and like financially and like motivating me since, like I said before, there was no return from him. Even now it's hard to get return because it's Call of Duty. Do you know what I'm saying? It's hard to get return out of anything. Like back then when there was so little that I could give him, like he was still financially like motivating me and like helping me. He got me to Boston. He paid for my team pass to Boston. At that point again, I wasn't going with like an ideal team. Not to be disrespectful on any level, it just wasn't what I wanted to go with. And he was still funding team passes, helping me get accommodation and paying for meals when I was there. And I don't know, like it's just the belief that like you know like puts in someone from the get go is just like he's just been unreal like every step of it. And alongside that as well, like just like a good mate as well. Do you know what I mean? Which it's not just like a strictly business thing with him. Like he'll come in, like I talk to him all the time, and he's a great person. Can't not love Heavy.
I mean, like I've been lucky enough to speak to Heffy quite a lot recently, and like he's got big ideas, and
yeah,
I think with the Katana LAN happening next week, and we'll get onto that in a sec. Like, I'm excited because obviously there's going to be stuff that pops up that no one was expecting. Right? There's going to be issues, but at the same time, there's no one else really out there at the moment that's putting on like LAN events for people in the UK. That's like easy enough to get to. If you had the foresight, it's not mega expensive to stay in Middlesbrough. Unlike me, who's paying a shitload of money because I've left it to the last minute. Yeah, it's exciting, and like he seems like a really good bloke, and I'm excited to have a beer with him in person.
No, definitely, bro. Yeah, like I said, I don't think there's a bad bone in his body, but he's definitely been working hard for this LAN. I'm sure you got questions about it coming up, but yeah, he's been absolutely just, I don't know, day and night. It's like, what are you doing, F? I was like, what do you think I'm doing, Dash? Like, you know what I mean?
He's made himself. Well, he got ill as well, didn't he? While in the last couple of weeks, while doing it, also like, hats off to him because he's still grinding through it. But I'm looking forward to it. What is your official team? Is it your challenger team that's going the full one, or?
Yeah. Me, Frim J, Jackson, and TK is the team going. Yeah. That'd be good fun. I'm just, to be fair, even just like, obviously I'm excited to compete. Haven't been to a LAN for a while. But I don't know. I'm just excited to like see everyone, bro. Like there's not just like, because obviously I've seen Paige before, I've seen Jackson before. Obviously I'm excited to see them, but there's so many people that I just haven't met that like, and like not new, but like, I've known for like months now and just haven't ever, like you say, haven't ever met. So I'm just excited to meet everyone as well. It's been such a good event.
I think
that's one of the big things with this.
There you go, mate. You go with it.
I was just gonna say that's one of the big things with these events that a lot of people don't appreciate. Like a lot of people just go play the games, go in the hotel room, but like for people like yourself and org owners, everyone around it, like just to be able to meet these people, like it's a once in a year thing, if that at the minute. So it's huge, and community's everything, right? And that's how you are where you are. You've built a great community, so you're probably going to get bombarded when you get there, Dash.
No, I keep saying this. I honestly don't think it's going to be like anything crazy, but it would just be nice, bro. Like, you know, someone comes up to you, it's like, oh, Dash. And it's like, and then it's like, it's that awkward moment here where someone goes, guess who I am? And it's like, you have to guess a gamer tag, and you're like, I'm in person.
Oh,
It just feels so wrong. It's like, I'm not guessing who you are. Like, do you know what I mean?
I have got one question actually. Has anyone asked for your autograph yet?
No, no, that is, oh, God, no.
Oh, I bet you can you wait for the day? Have you thought about it?
No, I don't even have thought about it, bro. Because I don't know, like when I think about people like giving out autographs, I think of people like Clicks and like, do you know what I mean, like people like Millies,
Yeah.
like people with, like millions of followers. Like, I don't think I'm anywhere near that point, and if someone did, then absolutely fair enough. But I wouldn't feel myself with enough of an ego to expect someone to come up to me
No.
and be like, "Can I have your autograph?" Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But would you reckon that if you know if that does happen, do you think that's one of the moments where you can be like,
I made
shit,
it.
I've made it? Yeah, yeah.
Probably, yeah. Honestly, probably. But yeah, there's been like a fair few of those moments, and not like I've made it, but like as in like, wow, like it's pretty
Yeah.
like insane.
How
Like,
am I here?
yeah, like how am I here? Because I don't know. I just feel like such a um I don't know. Like, I was very much a person before this. Oh, like something bad would happen, and then I'd be like, oh, why always me? And why always me? And why always me? And then this shit just all hit at once, and it's like, I don't know. It's just so crazy to me, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
Mad.
that's the value of building, well, as people, label it networking and building relationships. Like you said, like you were teaming with Jackson and then, you meet Heffy. Like it's just
Yeah,
having good relationships with people. It stems to other relationships and then you never know what's around the corner. So this is
yeah,
why I always say
100%.
to people, don't burn bridges in this in this scene and don't be a dick.
Yeah.
But
That's it. I think
Nah,
that's
you never
honestly,
know what's around the corner.
no,
big one,
100%.
right? Don't be a dick. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Can we put a big like staple on that? Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
There's a lot
Like,
of dicks in this community. There's a lot of dicks.
yeah. Hey, Jack, can I tell him about that?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so whenever, obviously, when you sign for an org, you got the contracts, the background paperwork, whatever you want to call it. On Noctem's one, there's a big thing at the bottom where it says, "Don't be a dick," and that's
Yeah.
always stuck with me. It's incredible.
Yeah,
It's
that is
one
a
of our
brilliant
sayings.
part. Yeah, that is a
Yeah.
brilliant fucking thing to add to a contract. No, there are a lot of dicks floating about. So
All right. We on the no, not the subject of dick. Sorry.
Jesus, we got Heavy Coops and Lady Gut in here going, right, Jack, they've rubbed off on you.
Sorry, no. What I was going to say is, you said like you're excited to see people. Who are you most excited to meet for the first time?
oh, for the first time, that's a brilliant question. I'm gonna hurt someone's feelings or a few people's feelings here. Because there's people going. You're like, I've like I said, I've met Paige multiple times, known him for years. But there's also people that I've known for years. Like I'm talking like 3-4 years now that I've still never met that are going. Just like not even to play, just mates of mine are going. But that's actually a really good question. Stump me with that one. I'm really, tell you what, yeah, I'm gonna have to say it again. He's gonna actually rinse me for actually getting a mention. But I'm really excited to meet you. You might not know him. His name is Connor Abuse, but he's again like a mate that I've known for absolutely years on end. Like as far as like some maybe in the stream, I know Len's going. Lennon, if you know Len, he'd be a good person to meet.
But there was it.
Yeah. Apparently he's going. I mean, I don't know if I've just I don't know if I've just stuck myself in it there, but I believe, as far as I'm aware, he's potentially going. I think, from what I've heard anyway, like in rumors and whatnot. But I don't know. I don't know. First, I don't think there's any one person in particular outside of that I'm like really. I just more like a group thing. There's so many people that I'm like I consider myself mates with, or just like I'm just excited to like see. Do you know what I'm saying? There's so many people going.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can't even think of names off the top of my head.
I'm buzzing for it as well. To be fair, I mean,
Honestly.
Cop, have you got one?
Who I'm excited to meet for the first time?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, I met Stingsy already. So, I mean, Murky was obviously coming down with the pit. And then, honestly, I think a big one for me is Abby Coops. And then Socko and Luke as well that are going. There's a bunch, right? Like Dash. It's hard to pick one. But
Yeah, it is hard.
definitely, yeah, I'm excited to meet Coops, Murky, Socko, Luke, and yeah, the endless amount. But
The whole
Coops
Noctem
is a
gang.
big one for me. Yeah. It's just people that you spend so much time with online, like you said, like the regulars, like that come in your
Yeah.
chat, like you build a community. Like I probably know more about them than like I do in my own family because I chill, so much time with them on a one-to-one basis. Like we're sat here 8 hours a day with each other minimum. So yeah, that's why I love these events. That's why I love Boston. Why I was raised a Warzone. The events I'm lucky to go to. Like the people you get to meet. That's what these events are for me. And it's so nice. There's so many lovely people in this scene. Like a lot of while we're online, like there's a lot of negative things that come out of it. But when you get to a LAN environment, obviously everyone's so sound.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree, bro. I definitely agree. Like, especially like first LAN I went to was ACCL Sheffield, and I was so passionate about like the competing side, which I still am to this day. But like I
Yeah.
just didn't appreciate any of like I said, like I'd not even at that time I'd probably known Paige for 8 years, and like I didn't even I was just so tunnel visioned on the event that like I'm not even appreciating that I'm meeting like my best mate that I've known for. Do you know what I mean? Like you need to like take in the whole experience. LAN is not just the actual event itself, the actual competing itself, bro. Like look who's around you, the people that you spoke to like countless times. You actually get to see. It's mad.
Yeah, so much positivity as well, right? I'm buzzing for it. Like our roster's up in the air, but I'm buzzing for it.
Yeah, either way, it's gonna be an amazing weekend, mate. So
yeah, it might be me and Copy spawning in for Noctem, so we'll see what happens.
You got your veto sorted out and whatnot.
Just give a Skid Row hardpoint, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about this one, chat God.
I haven't cleared it with you yet, but yeah, it might. Oh, I love it. I love it. Anyway, I guess moving on to your team, Dashie, like your COD team. How do you think the season started for you so far?
Season, I mean, originally we go back to like Cup 1. It was like pretty like it was like yes, like this year is looking good. Like we've set ourselves out. Like my whole goal this year has been like I haven't been competing in challenges too long compared to like some of the boys that have been around for a bit in the elites and stuff. But I was like, you know what, like I want my elite this year. That's what I want. I want to make an elite this year. I want to like kind of staple my name in there as like at least like an entry level elite player. Do you know what I mean? And the start of the year, top 16 in just like a regular cup, and I was like, yeah, that's a brilliant start. And before that as well, I don't want to go into like what the ins and outs of why, but we actually had a roster change a couple of days before, which you obviously know about. So I was obviously going up to the cup. I was like, this is like we've been screaming for 2 months, and then have a roster change. I was like, this is a disaster. Like nothing could be worse. And then we got someone in for that cup. Ended up getting a 16. I was like, this is brilliant, because now at least if we don't stay with that 4th, as a 3-man, we have T16 PPs right now. Brilliant. Ended up the thing that's kicked us in the shin so far, and the only thing that's kicked us in the shin is the fact we didn't go Boston, which I have no problem with me saying, but like Jackson couldn't get the time off work to go Boston. And in hindsight, I wish that I had just been like to the boys, look, I'll scrim with another team for a week. I'll go Boston. I'll come back. I'll bring the PPs back with me in the seeding. I didn't do that. Kind of kicked us in the shin, obviously, because we went from T16 online before Boston, dropped a couple seedings, like meant our T16 game would be harder next time. Ended up getting a 32. We choked our 16, which was dreadful. It's the worst thing in the world when you like scrim so much for an event and then like, do you know what I mean? It comes around and you just don't get what you want. And then that wasn't great. But then still, again, we had the 16 from the first cup. Year wasn't really chalked yet. Had elite calls. We all know what happened there. That's rough. But I mean, we lost winners round 1, which didn't really set ourselves up for anything special. But we made a good losers run. We beat I think they're still in the Europa right now. We beat Clemsy, Neptune. Was a reverse sweep, or no? We went 2-0 up and almost got reverse swept. We closed out the series. That was.
We were watching
that. Yeah, we closed out the series. Tell that elite call as well. I might have had the worst. It was good though, because it was a wake up call, and I've been like my respawn's been really good since. But that was the worst respawn I've played in years. That elite call, like that 2 days that respawn, it was terrifying, because I was like, what is going on? Like what? Like why am I? Genuinely, like what is going on? But yeah, it was a good wake up call. Elite calls, we end up losing our qualifying game to I don't know, it's Denz's controller,
Corcat,
yeah, we end up losing to them. Unreal team, like you've had Chunk under your org, like before. He's unreal. Shout out the boy, very respectful as well. But yeah, and then last cup, which was literally yesterday for us, it was such a kick in the teeth, because I think we were still even with like the 32 and whatnot, we were a top 6 seed, I believe.
You were 7th seed, and then Team Higgy was 10th seed, and it's like that's a rough 10th seed to play.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
it's just unfortunate.
Yeah, this is how I explained it. Is like I don't like, I'm like all for. I don't like excuses. Like if we're in scrims and someone brings someone after and said, "Oh, that was a really rogue spawn," I hate that type of way to look at it. I don't like making excuses. I think if you want to make these top 8s, you want to make these top 6s, top 4s, top 3s, top 2s, etc. Regardless if it's Europa or not, you just have to be able to beat anyone in front of you. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm a firm believer in it, but at the same time, like, it is just rough because Brindy and I want to say Brindy and either Theo or Higgy had a really bad start to the year, which meant their PPs were lower, and some of their people on the team were like slightly higher, so it kind of evened out in the middle. When realistically they're not a 10th seed team for the Europa, they're more like a fucking like top 16 seed in a normal cup. Do you know what I'm saying? So it was one of them ones. We definitely got especially for our seeding, we definitely got a bit of a butcher of a top 8 game. Like, you know, Brindy and that lot are very talented. We end up losing 3-1 to them, but I definitely felt like maybe, I don't know, a 1 seed difference there, either up or down, and you know, we're through to a Sunday potentially looking at like top 4. But you know, it is what it is, man. Like they're still in the cup right now, I believe, going into grand finals. So it's just we got one of them seeds, we got one of them brackets, and you know, what I mean, you gotta regain scrim the rest of the week and go again next.
Yeah, it is tough, right? And then I think next week's like meant to be a Europa as well, right?
Is the elite? How's the elite work? Is it still going through to next week?
So I
The elites
think,
are next week during the week, Wednesday, Thursday, I believe.
then isn't there the playoffs start next week? But then there'll still be like 4 teams in for the following week, I think.
Yeah.
So like,
okay, so
those top 4 seeds won't be in it.
So like drip feed the teams that have been knocked out back into the cups. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll be in Europa, I think.
Yeah. Like just the mate, bro. Like just to have a team in the elite is like when you deep the levels, because when you're so used to like you've always had like very like high level players, high level teams go and do well at events, and it's very like easy to get like kind of like get stuck in that mindset of like obviously you want more, that's how you should be. Like just to even have a team in the elite, bro, is like it's like an unreal achievement. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like it's unreal, yeah.
Especially for the pro points. The pro points are massive just for
yeah.
qualifying. Same as winning the cup. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the wildest thing to me, right? You've got 2.5k pro points per person just for finishing like 10th to 12th, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it is, yeah.
Yeah. So playoffs are 6th to 7th of March, and then the cup 4's the 9th to 10th. So all teams will be back in.
Oh shit. Okay. There you go. Lesson learned.
Yeah, lesson learned. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
No.
what's the goals like going forwards with the team then? Like, are you planning to stick together and try and grind it out, or are you like looking at potential changes?
No, I've always been like someone that like I think COD's most enjoyable. Like you could stick me with 3 other like unreal players, but if like the vibes and like the team isn't there, like it's not fun to grind with a team that is so like just like I don't know, if you have like one person constantly checked in scrims, or someone that's constantly just unhappy with what's going on, or like there's some kind of like egotistical difference in the team where one player thinks he shouldn't even be there, and then one player on the team might feel even privileged to have a spot on it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just like I love being on teams, where like everyone's on the same wavelength, everyone wants to win, everyone wants to play the same way, and everyone just enjoys playing with each other, because it makes it much easier to scrim Monday to Friday 6 and 8. And you hop on every day and you're like, oh, I get to talk to the boys tonight. Hop on with the boys, scrim, get your 6 and your 8 done, sit down, go over VODs afterwards, and you're still like 4 or 5 hours in like to scrims and VODs or whatever, and you're still like sitting there laughing with each other. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm definitely much like I love staying with one team and just like having like a group of mates around you. That's what it becomes. It like challenges so. I don't want to say I hate to be a dick, but it is so snaky, and I understand why. You're gonna like, especially if you have ambition of going pro and whatnot, you want to bounce around and put yourself on the best seeded team, the best teams you can. But like, I find it so much more enjoyable playing COD and like growing with like the same people around you. So if I can in any way possible stick with the boys I have around me and succeed with them and just keep like learning with them, then that is the absolute. That's like the pinnacle. I just want to make an elite with the boys around me. That's what I want to do. I don't want to be switching around like team hopping, having a new team every week, new fourth every week. I just want to like get an elite with the boys around me, because I enjoy playing with them, man.
I love that. I'm going to throw a little curveball question at you.
Go on.
If for the next elite they allow 1 sub or like 1 change, and someone offers you a spot in the elite, are you going to take it?
Yeah, Like I said, I absolutely love the boys I'm with, but I think especially like if I don't know if you ever spoke to TK, but if you've met someone like TK, I think he would kill me with his bare hands alone if I didn't take that spot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, bro. Copyright said, it's insane the pro point gap you get from making an elite. It's just, I mean, rightly so, making elite is like an incredible achievement, isn't it? But no, 100%. I love the boys around me and whatnot. But like, if I was to just like that, that's like you know, whatever you believe in, like a god above dropping something in your lap and saying this is for you. If you ignore that, then you just like completely like, I don't know, he can't do much more for you. Do you know what I mean? He's literally dropped it on your lap. Like, yeah, I'd have to, yeah. Like I said, I think TK would kill me if I didn't, to be honest.
You have to in this ecosystem. That's what this ecosystem is. It's
Yeah.
taking opportunities you can. Like you said, ideally you want to grind with a squad, but you see like 90% of other players do it. Like business is business, and you've got to climb the ladder in any which way you can, unfortunately. And
Yeah.
if not, it's super difficult. Luckily, by the sound of it, you've got a sort of dream squad around you that everyone would love, but
Yeah.
for 90% of people, that just isn't achievable in this
Yeah,
space.
it's tough. Yeah. It also works around like I mean, we have a core 3-man of me, Jackson, TK, and we went to ACL Sheffield and Vanguard together. We all then went our separate ways in Modern Warfare 2. All kind of did. I mean, my stream kicked off, and I somehow managed to recover my year with like back to back 16s at the end. Jackson went off with DB, Lampy, and co. Had like some top 4, top 3 in Europa. Did well at Toronto. And TK obviously did his thing. I think a lot of people saw him at Toronto, like cooking as well, and had his 16s. And then we all come back together after been together in Vanguard, gone our separate ways in MW2, learnt the game more, picked up some more fundamentals, and then come back together. And then obviously picked up Fringe along the way, which is, I mean, Fringe is unreal. I don't know if any of you like seen him play with him. He's been around for a minute, but that guy's like he's like a walking, talking in-game coach. Like it's beautiful. Like it's just like I said. If I got given the spot to go into elite, like I said, I'd be stupid not to take it. But if I got the choice, hey, you can make the elite with this team here. Even if you were a bottom team elite team, like you can be with this team, or you can go to like a midish table elite team. Like I'd still take like being with these boys. Like, do you know what I mean? That's the goal.
Yeah, and I mean, you see it with like 22, right? Like 22 Esports.
Yeah.
We had Zappy on the podcast earlier this week.
Yeah.
And they know that they got lucky to get in there, right? Like, whatever the circumstances were, but they were like, this is incredible because we don't get to scrim against teams like this regularly.
Yeah.
So like playing them in a competitive environment, you're going to learn so much more in like 5 games over 2 weeks than you would like scrimming for like 3-4 weeks at the same level.
Yeah, you also know that like in an elite, when everything's on the line, anyone can win like a game like that, and it's like they're going to be giving like everything away. Whereas a scrim, sometimes you might scrim some of these like we had a best of 9 a while back against Cobra and Twiz and Co. And it's like I'm sitting there like I was quite happy like how it went. There was literally no blowouts. Like don't get wrong, like they slammed us like map count wise, like as expected. Like it wasn't like crazy like map scores. But I was you kind of sit yourself and you say like, it's a best of 9, it's a scrim. Like how much are they giving away? How much are they really? Are they sitting there pissing themselves? Do you know what I mean? Like, but like when you go into elite and everything's online, they're giving everything away. It's like you can take so much from that VOD in an elite where like they have to give everything. There's no like, oh, were they trying? There's none of that on the line. Do you know what I'm saying? But I don't think I feel really bad for him. Because don't get me wrong, yes, it's been a fairy tale start to their year, but like it's like you say, you create your own luck, bro. Like they've worked really hard, and especially I've been speaking to Zappy, he's a really nice guy, and I hate, honestly, it's actually cringy to me, like the amount of dicks you see in the scene, and the amount of like I said the amount of people that wear like jealousy on their shoulders in this scene and made it public when they got the elite. It's like it's incredible how much jealousy was on the timeline when they got the elite. It's like I said to him, because I was talking to him in DMs, and I said like, if anyone else deserved that spot, they'd have it. You have it, which means at this current time, you're the last that last team that belongs in the. That's you. Do you know what I mean? It's I honestly, like, I know you said you had him on the podcast, but I do feel bad for him because there was a lot of, I mean, the timeline you'd have seen it. Like the timeline was, I was sitting there just like, I don't know. I feel like some people need to grow up a bit. Do you know what I'm saying? If you want to be in the elite, as I said before, like if I wanted that top 8 yesterday, like if I deserved it, I would have got it. I didn't. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter what seeding or like how much I feel like I got bracket fucked or whatever. It's like you have to be able to beat those people to get to that position. If you want that elite position of Zappy and Co, go get it. Go get it. Like work harder, go get it. Like be something bigger than you are now. Like accept that you're not at the point you want to be at. Like, yeah, I have strong feelings for that type of, because I don't know. I feel like especially it kind of links into like how I felt like with like maybe what people would have said about me when like I first got what I got, and it's like I knew I was lucky. But at the same time, I know I also worked for it, so it's like, do you know what I mean? Like I kind of sympathize with that feeling that maybe he's currently feeling or did feel when he originally got into the elite.
You make your own luck.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
they got off their arse. They went and found an org because they built connections. They went to an event when no one else
paid
went.
as well. Paid their own money to go
Yeah.
to an event. They wouldn't have got full,
They-
like no team had like we got full fund unless you're like a top 4 as well. Do you know what I mean?
No, I think they had some assistance from what I know, but that's what I'm
Yeah.
like. They built the relationship. They managed to get themselves out there. They got off their arse. They went there. They placed fairly decent, got their pro points. Like if you've sat at home and got no pro points, well, they've gone out and worked and gone and got their placement, then that's on you, bro. Like you would have had their seed.
Yeah.
You would have got that run. That's on you. Get off your ass. Go do something. Because
Exactly.
they went into that elite with a half decent seed as well. Like so.
Mm.
And I think the thing as well is like everyone in that elite had 2 chances, right? You have your winners game and then your losers game. Like everyone had 2 chances. Okay, like 22 got the luck of like the bracket getting pulled back because of the cheaters, but like you still lost 2 games and went out. Like
Yeah. Especially like the teams that like complained about it, and it's like they didn't even like, I don't know, they didn't even play 22, and it's like you're on the completely other side of the bracket, lost completely 2 different games, and you're complaining about, like, worry about your side of the bracket. Worry about that. Don't worry about like what other people got. Like, you lost your side of the bracket. That's completely apart from 22. You weren't getting in the elite even if they didn't, because you lost your 2 games. You know what I mean, like.
They were the same people as well that were screaming for these teams to get kicked out.
Yeah.
So what else did they think were going to happen? And then like they thought there was going to be a full other bracket where everyone that was still in or went out would like get a fresh new bracket the next day. Like, have you lost the plot? You wanted these teams to go, well, this is what was going to happen. Like, why are you moaning?
Yeah, no, it
Don't
is
care, bro,
incredible.
just
Bro.
hate it.
Like, yeah, like it is so easy online. Like you said, there are dicks in the scene, and I feel like a lot of people do. There's just people that don't take a lot of responsibility. I feel like, you know what I mean, especially in challenges, easy. There's a lot of egos. Like, don't worry, if you're a top 4 player, you're a top 6 player. I understand it. But like, if you're like a top 16 player, like working towards like where you want to be, maybe in the top 8 or whatever, and I just feel like some people just wear way too much of an ego on themselves. They carry so much jealousy on their shoulders for like just be happy for someone. Like, your time will come if you keep putting in your craft, putting in your work, bro. Your time will come. Just be, you know what I mean. Be humble in victory, humble in defeat. That's what it is. Like, I don't know. It's crazy to me. Yeah, it is crazy to me, this whole Zappy situation. I feel bad for the guy. I do.
And he's played well as well. So like I know he's had offers as well, right? Like he's had offers that a lot of these players slandering in getting. So honestly, like just because you don't know the kid, watch the kid. Like he's been accused of cheating. We all know he's not cheating. Done it last year on console. Just because there's a new name you don't know, he's got an elite. Don't hate on him because he's had better offers than you're going to get this year as well.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly.
Like,
he's cooking there. He is actually cooking.
I mean, good bunch of lads. A really good, a likable bunch of lads as well, which is why I don't really understand why they're getting so much hate. So,
I've got a few like this or that questions, right? So,
yep.
You know how that, like, I would be like, which one would you prefer? And then you choose one.
Yeah.
Cool. Top 4 in a cup or the elite?
Elite, definitely, bro. Like, elite is just so like pinnacle to me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you make an elite, like, you know. Yeah, I mean, cup's amazing as well, but definitely elite. Because you have to play so many more games to get there as well.
Yeah. All right then. What about top 8 on LAN or the elite? Like a major LAN.
A major? Oh, hell yeah. Top 8 at LAN, bro. Oh, could you imagine? I'd be roaring across the deck. Oh, yeah, top 8 at LAN any day, 100%. Like, again, top 8 elite is unreal, but yeah, top 8 on LAN is just like, because I feel like it goes in a bit of an order, doesn't it? Like with the, you know, you have the Europa, you have the 2K, you have the elites, and then you have like majors, and then champs maybe at the end. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that's like the like order of consistency of like what's more important. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like doing well at LAN is like means so much more than online, especially pro points wise as well. I'd say
100%. All right, and then win the Katana LAN
Oof.
or make the elite.
Ooh. Okay, so here's the thing, right? That's a really good question. Because I've wanted to make the elite chess since I've stepped foot in challenges. So that's like the same way that like maybe when I started streaming it'd have been a dream to have made partner. It's like when I started challenges, like a dream would to either have been made champs or make an elite. Do you know what I'm saying? Heffy, don't kill me, yeah. I'd love to win the LAN, but I feel like making the elite wins. Making the elite probably means more to me than the money of winning the LAN. Do you know what I mean? I'd honestly say.
Yeah, and you got to think as well, right? Like it comes with pro points, which makes the
Yeah.
rest of the year like easier. In
Yeah,
theory.
100%.
And like, hopefully in the future, Katana can run LANs where you can get pro points, but that's a
brilliant, isn't it?
big difference at the moment, right?
Yeah.
I mean, speaking to like our team and like a few of the other like top players, like one of the reasons that they can't give up the time is like they're in the middle of their elite season or like the elites, so like spending 3 days going to Middlesbrough for a LAN, just the way that the timings have worked out, it's just like
Not
they
ideal.
can't do it.
Yeah. It also like I think in planning, because obviously I'd known about this for a while, it was really tough for him because of like how transparent they were running these events. We didn't know until I can't remember, like very late, that we'd even have 2 or 3 challenger events this year.
Yeah.
So he's sitting there like, you know, wetting himself like, when can we like he's like, we have Boston, we have Miami, we have Toronto, we have like Texas, we have all these events. And it's like he didn't even know at the time that obviously like half of them weren't even going to be challenger events. You know what I'm saying? Like we've had them all stripped from us. Has Miami been released? Is that even?
No,
I mean, we were supposed to get an announcement like 2 weeks ago. Then we were supposed to get an announcement.
there's
A
been
day or
5
two ago?
projected announcement days that have all been missed.
That's what I mean. So like running it was planning the date for it was the nightmare for him, because he's just like, because you look over the schedule sheet, 2K, no one's going to turn up if it's a 2K. Even I would, like, you know, you got to prioritize your challenges year over it. You know, 2K, Elite Call, Elite, Europa, you know, major calls. Like, I mean, he's just sitting there like, where do we put this? But yeah, it is a bit of a pain in it, like. But yeah.
I mean, I know how like much pain I'm in trying to like decide whether we can go to Miami or not. So like, and like trying to run an event, I can't imagine like. Well, I've spoken to Heffy. I know he's very stressed.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. Right, he's got a lot on his plate right now. Definitely.
I'm excited though, because like, I think if this event goes well, then like it does set up 1 Katana, but also like 2 for the rest of the scene, how events can be run.
Yeah.
And like you said, you went to ACCL Sheffield, right? You know how much of a shit show it was.
Yeah.
So like going from that to hopefully a very well run event, like the place looks great from what I've seen as well, and yeah, I'm excited to get there.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I feel like it does take like you do need to, whether it's the same person or different orgs or whatever running the event, it's important to have these events, to have these local LANs. It might not be a major, but these local LANs, because you learn from mistakes. Like Sheffield, there was an issue with the IPs. It's okay. Heffy's learned from that. He's seen that, and he said, right, we'll sort that out. And he's made sure that's not going to happen. Do you know what I'm saying? If, I don't know, if Heffy, if something happens, if some like major thing goes wrong, minor thing goes wrong, you know, the person, maybe whether it's Heffy that runs the next one or a different org, a different person, they can take something from this LAN and be like, right, now I know that IPs I have to sort out, but also this little thing here, this big thing here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you learn from other people's mistakes, and I feel like, you know, it's so hard. Like, how long has it been outside of a local that we've had a major in Europe even? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's incredible, bro. Like, it's not. I don't even blame them from switching it away from the COD World League, because it's literally COD North American League. That's all it is now. Like, we just have no outside of NA events. It's incredible. Like, but...
it's one big advantage that the NAs have, right? I didn't even think about this until recently, but like, I see more and more how many like LANs that they have. So like, people will give up their 2K for a week to go and play in a LAN because one, it's worth the money, but two, like that experience of being on LAN and regularly, is going to help you when it comes to the major as well. Like, in Boston, what I think is 4 Europeans in the top 16.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Yeah, that was just it.
I mean,
don't have to be any now.
Yeah,
I mean, we're not likely. Well, I'm just going to say it. We're not going to go to Miami. It's way too late now. It's going to cost way too much money.
Prices, and
like teams in turmoil. So
that too.
But yeah, I love it, mate. And like, I'm hoping. I mean, when we had Heffy on the podcast originally, I think he said hopefully 3 LANs this year.
Yeah, he did.
So,
we'll see. I think it's definitely because it is very much like he's planned out all this. He's done so much like work towards it all being planned, how it needs to be run, and now I feel like it's just down to him, admins, and especially the wide lobby on the day to like smash it. And then if it doesn't have to go flawlessly, it doesn't. Nothing like majors don't go flawlessly. I see some interesting refs at these majors. Do you know what I'm saying? Nothing has to go flawlessly. Nothing ever will go flawlessly. But if it runs to like a good, do you know what I mean? If it runs to a good pace and everything, everything's kind of smoothish. Like I see no reason why he wouldn't stick to that. It's just maybe if we hit a big, fingers crossed we don't. But if there was a big like brick wall in the middle of the event, then maybe he might have to think, can we do 3 of these? But I'd imagine he'd stick to 3 of them. He's done so much planning for it. I can't imagine anything's gonna go like ACCL Sheffield. That'd be hard. That'd be hard to top.
And I think as well, like even if things do go tits up, having that open line of communication is like the big thing. Like Heffy's gonna be there. Like he's gonna be there. Like everyone knows who he is, right? He'll be present at the venue, and like I'm sure he'll be as honest with the players as he can be. So like, one of the big issues we had at Boston, right, is there was a delay, and most of the admins were like uni students who were getting experience, but like experience in the major challenges event is like great for them, but also you're gonna get people that are used to proper admins, right?
Yeah.
Like they tried their best, and in general they done a good job. But like they're like, oh, how do we do vetoes properly and stuff like that? And it's like, it doesn't give much faith. And then getting kicked out of the venue, and like, oh, maybe some games will carry on now. Oh, no spectators. Oh, no coaches. Everyone out except for Copy.
Yeah.
Spanish media.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just I mean, even when I went Boston again, not very. It was a great if I could treat it as like a holiday. I look back as a holiday because I did not, what I mean, I should never have gone to that event in the first place. But yeah, like even some of the admins, refs there, like I saw a ref, ref the Aroma Gabe. He was with Rezi and Co at the time, if you remember that team, versus Boston Academy. I saw a ref in the back. Yeah, when Boston won and the ref goes. Like I'm like you're a, I'm like it was something like he was expressing he was happy that Boston. I'm like what? You're a ref. Can we just clarify you're a ref? You're not here to spectate. You didn't pay for a spectator pass. You shouldn't be in this event. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm just sitting there like this is incredible to me because like what happens? Yeah, what happens before this had ever happened? What happens? Maybe something happens round 11. In a map 5 in this like fairy tale world against Boston and Gabe, like who like does he favor? Like does he favor one side there or like? But it's the same thing as like it doesn't give you much faith, bro. Because like I went Boston last year, Major 2, and that's a while ago now. So that's a year ago or so now. And even that was like you are just looking at people getting work experience. Like there's no they clearly aren't putting any type of funding into like actual like refs or anything close to it.
It's hard, right? Like, I think Boston in general, like, try their best for challenges, and like, I wouldn't slander them for it, but it is hard when you especially for like us as Europeans, right? We spend thousands of pounds getting out there, and then you run into issues, and you're like, who's there to actually speak to about this? Like, they tried to kick us off stage multiple times because on the like raid section, apparently that you weren't allowed any spectators, and I'm like, we brought our content creators out here. I'm here, and like I want to watch the game, and we want to stream it to anyone who wants to watch. Like people love watching challenges, right? Especially at the majors.
Yeah.
Why are you kicking us off stage? Like we fucking spent thousands of pounds getting here, and they're like, honestly, constantly it was just like, get off the stage, get off the stage. I was like,
it's
go
so
get
weird
security
as well.
then. Like,
Yeah. It's incredible to me as well, because it's like they're not even given. It's not like if they were streaming their own like stream, like for multiple games, and they were like, we don't want you to stream because we don't want you to take viewership, etc., away from us. It's like a non-compete thing. Like, as assholey as that is, I get it. They want all the the intake of viewership, but it's like they weren't even doing the bare minimum of like what should have been given as like I was watching Copy stream and like Noctem stream for like a lot of that event, because I'm sitting there like no one no one's throwing up periscopes. There's no like, actual good challenger stream. The challenger stream was up for like an hour and a half at one point and had no game audio and like no actual graphics on it. They just chucked up like a game capture on OBS with no audio. Right? that was literally that was the challenger stream at a major. Just to quickly, put a bold line on that. Yeah, and it's like, why? Okay, no, not even okay. Like, I can't even justify it.
Yeah.
Why kick? How are you getting kicked off when you're actually bringing viewers? Like, they're not even trying to bring viewership. You're bringing viewership to challenges, and yet they're like still. It's just incredible to me. It's clear that like all those like people that have like taken that like weekend job as work experience have like just been told, listen, no one's streamed no one's streamed this, no one's allowed here. Do you know what I mean? Like there has to have been something told from a higher up. They're like,
yeah.
What master plan is going on here for you to try and crumble challenges? Like, I just don't get it. Like they're literally self-destructing. There is like a beeping noise. I can hear it in the back. They're just self-destructing. It's unbelievable, bro. Like, I can't even.
And you think 100
everything.
teams.
That's mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, every opportunity, right? And it's not making any money. All right, like obviously I know that they're putting on a loss when they run a challenges event, right? But $500 team pass, you've got 120 teams, that's 60 grand already. Like you've got a bar there, people are gonna when the fucking drinks are like $5 a pop, you're making an absolute killing there. Like
making a lot of money for that weekend, as much as it might cost. Like, but it's you can compare it to like it's an esport at the end of the day, and you can, as much as it is different, the way the game is played, the way sports are different to esports. It's like the same in the same way. Do City make a lot of money back through their youth system? Probably not, but you give money to that youth system because there's there's a stream and upcome of like future players. Where if every single Premier League squad, every single Championship, every single La Liga squad drop their youth system, like where are the players coming from?
Exactly.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like where are they coming? I don't know what they're expecting. I've been saying this for time. Is like when I came back to Cold, when I seen what Challengers was like, and I was just like, what happens when Scump goes, when Clayster goes, when Crimsix goes, when like all these Skies, when all these players disappear, you will have no one, because we've gone from in a period of Cold War. I didn't play challenges, so if I'm wrong, correct me. Or if obviously when this goes up, people will correct me if I'm wrong. So I don't give like a false statistic. But like, I'm fairly convinced there was Challenger Cups going around with 500+ teams in them.
Really?
Like I'm pretty sure like I might be correct.
NA wise was stacked. I know, but you're right. Like it was 300. It was stacked, and like that was me. I stepped away in Vanguard and I played Cold War, and like Cold War, like that 16 to 32 level. Like now for like if you're a 16 player back in Cold War, like you were a 32 and below. Like that whole middle portion of the EU is gone, and like there's so many people have stepped away since then. That's what you're saying. Like it is crazy. Like.
That's Cold War to now, bro. Like, like we and Challengers funding events. Like we have 2 events this year, like confirmed. When it's dropped off that heavily, and I understand CDL. Like we're talking about when Challengers dies, right? We're talking about a potential in a couple of years when Challengers is at a like complete abysmal phase. Like CDL probably is crumbled at that point. Like they tweet out in the off season they're facing financial headwinds and whatnot. There's a good chance this is the last year we see of. Especially with the lawsuit going on and whatnot with that, all that. I'm not too knowledgeable on it, but especially if that goes through, like, we're at the last year or two of CDL, but at the same time, like if there's any future for COD, it's in challenges. Like, do you know what I mean? Because that's like where the majority. You have 12 teams of 4 players in each team in there in the CDL, but you also have like God knows how many like actual pro level teams in challenges. Like Team War, do we genuinely believe they're not like a pro level team? Do you know what I mean?
That whole elite in NA as well is
Yeah,
is
stacked.
what? Well, I spoke to the Notorious only the other day. Like that top 16 at Boston, top 12 at Boston. That entire thing was ex Challenger players. Like sorry, ex pro players. Like that is pro. That's pro level. Like there's such a wide
Ridiculous.
pool of players here. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
But I do think the structure's changing from what we're being told for next year.
Yeah, no, I think it definitely will. They did tweet out that they're facing financial headwinds before the season even started, and we're just looking at like an abysmal season, like as far as like how it's gone, bro. So I honestly wouldn't be shocked, but like if you even compare like EU, like you say, like the level of like competition, now compared to like Cold War and beyond, like look at the amount of
Crazy.
players that have like stopped. Like it's just it's insane the amount of players that just don't play anymore because of how crap it is. Like. But they're doing it to themselves. Like I said, it's just a self-destruct button, in it. They're just literally challenges just like exploded itself. I don't know what they're doing, but
It is just a shit show. Like, I know, face it, they're new, they haven't been given much help, right? But, like, giving us so for the elite, they gave us the games for day one, like 45 minutes before the game was started. So, like, we're trying to plan whether we're going to stream, like, what we're going to do. And, like, how is it 45 minutes before? I can't even tell, like, Copy, for example, whether we're actually going to be able to stream this game or not, because, like, you can't get in the lobby if, like, the broadcaster person's in there. They just won't let you.
yeah.
Like, I've had to DM and be like, can we watch party this, by the way? And they're like, oh, let me go and check. And then, 20 minutes before, they're like, oh, yeah, you're fine to go and do it. So
It's not helpful. 20 minutes, yeah, like, oh mate, the face admins are just, yeah, I don't want to public. It's been like the guy, one of the admins is like DM me saying like, you know, don't publicly like come for me like that. But at the same time, it's like to an extent, you were just like idiots, bro. Just straight idiots. Like you are idiots. I remember the first cup, like you say, it was the first cup. I understand it. There was so many issues. There was like no stream, like regardless of what clip you get, nothing. No stream was required. I could have got hacked on in the first cup and nothing would have been done about it. Do you know what I'm saying? 5-minute delay. Does anyone have a PC that can run a 5-minute delay in COD without it exploding? Do you know how much stress that adds to a PC? A 5-minute delay. And this is what I'm trying to tell him. Like I remember because I didn't have a game capture, I had a display capture on for this cup. I don't know if any of you were in it. I don't know if Copy if you were in it at all. But I was literally arguing with the admin with my Discord up on stream, and there was like a good like 300-400 people just watching me argue with this face admin. And he's I don't want to go like too deep into it, but basically in sense, I tweeted out because in the general chat, Wiz was like, I'm not using 5-minute delay, and I added back at him. I said, just don't. I'm not. Like, there's no way like I'm adding 5-minute delay. My PC can't deal with it, and no one will want to watch it because everyone's gonna know the result 5 minutes before.
yeah.
And he returned and said like we could basically in like not code like he basically said like we will kick you out the cup type shit. And I've tweeted out like they literally about to kick me out the cup because I said I don't want to run a 5-minute delay because it's stupid, it's impossible. You can have no coverage. And he DM'd me, and I basically DM'd him a whole list of like this is exactly what everyone, because you remember the first cup was a shit show. So
Yeah,
I
proper.
DM'd him like this is a list of like what everyone like has never dealt with before that you've implemented that you need to just quickly change. It takes like that. It's no coding. The only tough part was seeding. I said go deal with your seeding, and this is a list of stuff that you could change like that. Just change what is said in the Discord, which was like streaming on request, Monicam if necessary. There should not even be a requirement for stream delay, but they've obviously changed it to 30 seconds, which is like, okay, that's the bare minimum. And he replied to me with something like it was like great. He ignored everything I said, and he said like, isn't this better than going online about it? And he just ignored everything I said. And he like I've given him like a whole list. It was just the admins, like you say, basically I've gone around this whole point, but the admins are just like mind blowing, and they continue every week to be mind blowing, like just ridiculous.
They're not helping themselves at all. Like,
Yeah,
I know, like, I said to him in Cup 1, I was like, can someone, like, speak to me? Like, there's a few things here that you can change very easily, and it's going to help everyone. And then, like, I know Cynical's been talking to him, and they still like aren't listening to him. Like, there's been so many people that have offered to help, and like they're just not taking any help whatsoever. Like, it just blows my mind.
They do it themselves. Like, I because I obviously spoke to him and I said like we can have a conversation about it. And then throughout the cup it continued, and he ended up messaging me. He was like, we'd love your input, and you expressed like your this fat was it this fast what's the word for it? Yeah, on stream. And I've aired it, bro, because I'm not even like, as much as like I'm complaining about it being a problem, I'm like, now I'm not willing to even get involved with it. Like, I just don't. I'm gonna waste my time on you. I'm gonna completely waste my time. Like, I'll do so much talking. I'll be so passionate about like, you need to do this, you need to do this. Like, you've just ignored like I say, Cynical. Like, he's more of an opinion than me. Like, way more. Like, he's involved with like all the very very like top level players that will like give their input to him. And it's like, if you're not gonna listen to him, then like I'm not even gonna waste my time on you. There's no point. They're just idiots. They're absolute idiots. Like, I don't know what they're doing. They're absolute idiots, honestly.
Madness, mate. It's madness.
No, it's crazy.
We've had you for like over an hour now, and like I'm conscious you probably want to go get some downtime. It's a Sunday evening. Okay, leaving it on a positive note. Is there anyone you want to like give a shout out to, say thank you to, or like any questions you want to ask us? The floor is yours.
I mean, listen, like had to be said. The boys at Katana, right? Like, taking care of me since day one. In particular, Heffy, obviously. I said a good amount about him in the podcast, but he's been taking care of me since day one. Yeah, and then obviously the boys on the squadron as well, on the challengers team. I just want to achieve good things with them. So if they're watching this, then I'm looking forward to a good year, hopefully. Yeah, no, I'm just grateful for everyone that comes around my stream and my community, and whatnot. I'm just, like I said to you earlier, bro, I just wake up every day feeling blessed, bro, and there'll never be a day where I wake up feeling ungrateful or anything like that. I know how lucky I am, and I'll continue to feel that way. But I appreciate you lot. Shout out to you lot as well. Thank you for having me. Honestly, it's an honor. I was actually very very gassed when you hit me up to be on this. I know it was rough trying to find a timing because obviously everyone's fairly busy. But thank you for having me on the podcast. Shout out Noctem, shout out Katana, all the goats doing big things in the community. But yeah, I appreciate you having me.
Love that, mate. Love that. And hopefully we'll get this out. Well, we will get this out before the Katana LAN next Saturday. So excited to have a beer then.
Yeah, 100%, bro. 100%. Done.